One of the great joys of, life, especially embracing our culture as us as melanated people, is the fact that I love the fact seeing my sisters, my beautiful black sisters, beautiful melanated sisters, rocking their natural hair. And before I even get started, I know, fellas, you looking at her and stuff like that. Yes, she is a dime piece, no doubt about that. So, before y'all go ahead and start doing your usual whatever you do, let's just have a little bit of class and appreciation, and all that. Because see, this story here, I would link to on my Facebook page, to my fellow Moorish brother. Shout out to my Moorish brother Ishmael Bey. Had told me about it, and I commented on it, and we were talking. The sister that you see here, her name happens to be Demetria Obilor. If I butchered up her name, I'm sorry. She happens to be a traffic reporter in Las Vegas. And the subject of this is she been receiving a lot of racist tweets, emails, and get this, I'm gonna show you how petty that ain't nobody but these old white hate trolls that's doing this. Is. You know what she been receiving about? It's because of her hair. She rocking her natural hair. You see, you ever notice that when it comes down to these white supremacists, these Caucasian terrorists, that when it comes down to us, or when it comes down to they see a sister rocking, whether she rocking a natural fro, or she rocking her locks or twists or curly natural curls and stuff, they seem threatened. Oh, and by the way, that's her natural hair. That's her real hair. No extensions, no weave, no nothing. So get that shit out y'all head right now. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% hers. They feel intimidated. They feel threatened. It's like the same, no different it is if a brother rocking an afro, or he got locks, or he got braids or cornrows. Or heck, let me put it more in perspective. Or even if he rocking what I call a Fidel Castro, beard gang. You feel me? They feel intimidated. They feel threatened by either their male or their female counterparts. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into the story right now, and I'm gonna let y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's coming straight out of Yahoo, and stuff. So this was like Las Vegas traffic reporter shares racist letter about her natural hair. And this is her right here. And yes, I know she's fine as hell. I ain't gonna lie about that. Hey, for the record, I'm a man first. Hey, a man gonna be a man, and I'm gonna look. See, my black sisters do it better. Anyway, let's continue. On-air news reporters and anchors are pillars of poise. There can be disasters in the world and mishaps in the newsrooms, and they still get in front of that camera and beam. That's all the more impressive to us after reading a hurtful, racist letter Las Vegas traffic anchor Demetria Obilor shared on Twitter on Thursday. The 26-year-old, 26, she's young, who gives the morning traffic report on KLAS 8 News Now, that's in Las Vegas, often wears her hair in gorgeous natural curls. As we've seen time and time again, here, like I said, when a black woman decides to embrace her features, the trolls come out. Tell me about it. Here's one of these racist, hateful emails I received for rocking my natural hair on TV. She said, sharing a screenshot of the letter in which a person presumes her hair is unclean and smells bad. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can blow this up. think they. Let me see something. No, they ain't gonna let me blow it up. But you could probably read it. I'm gonna leave the link anyway. I can't believe hair like that can be properly cleaned, therefore must smell bad. I have to fast forward wherever she comes on. You know what that sound like? That's basically that's basically somebody, and it's a dude by the name of Vincent, because. And then first of all, number one, you can tell this ain't nothing but a cracker. He can't even spell a name right. It's an A supposed to be there, not an E, dumbass. So that just goes to show you what side of the trailer park he comes on. So let me continue. Now, the first few times I got emails like that, I was enraged. But I knew if I responded the way I wanted to, I'd probably lose my job. Yeah, right. And honestly, it's not worth going back and forth via email with someone that's ignorant. Instead, I tell high school tour groups who stop by the station about these sorts of experiences, so they can prepare themselves for what is going to take to work in this industry, keeping your composure and picking your battles. There's nothing to be won cursing out some racist fool online, right? Much to lose though, as in like Professor Truth often say, when you're dealing with these trolls, don't even argue with them. You know what I'm saying? My philosophy is this: I just have a few choice words for them, and I go ahead and block them, keep it moving. Nobody got time for that shit. Fans, and for someone who reports on traffic, Obalor has quite the following. Tweeted back to Obalor with compliments right away. I'm so very grateful for the kindness people have shown me, but I think it's important to expose the hate the show is not okay. When someone suggests she blocks such people, she explains that she felt it's a responsibility to share how she deals with them. You can argue with stupid, but kids need to realize that bullying goes on forever, and it's all about how you handle it. Correct. Now, look at that. I mean, this is an up-close put. This is from her Instagram page. Yeah, I know some of y'all guys, y'all probably going there bum rushing Instagram right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, it just came in my head just now. But I cannot argue. This sister has such beautiful eyes. I mean, wow. I mean, beautiful eyes. And the curls just, her natural curls just banging. No doubt about that. Anyway, now Obalor, who is of mixed race, is one of several women of color. Now notice it say color, who have decided not to straighten their hair for television, despite a society that still often sends the message that natural hair is unprofessional. Yeah, I've seen countless reports on my news feeds of little black girls that's being kicked out of school because they wear their hair natural. Ran the braids. I seen one lady, a teacher that was suspended from school because she rocked the afro or something. Or no, she was a student. I'm sorry, she was a student because she rocked the afro. Saying the teacher said, "Oh, well, the afro is too extreme and all that." But I don't see, if a white person goes here and rocks a fro or try to, or wear braids and try to, it's not a problem. See, this is the thing about when it comes down to these Caucasoids, man. It's like what James Franco said on the interview with him and Seth Rogen. The catchphrase, they hate us because they ain't us. And that rings so true. Anyway, let me just go ahead and continue. But see, when it's a sister, when it's a black woman, now all of a sudden they feel threatened. And you know who feel threatened the most? the Caucasoid females. See, that's why they going so hell bent to go ahead and get their tatas done, to get their butt cheeks done. They're trying to get the body like Kim Kardashian and stuff, so they can probably have brothers go ahead and gravitate towards them. Now, you know, like me and Irv had talked about, and Prince GMO and Laurel had said that you got some Caucasoids. I call them, I ain't gonna say Caucasoid, ethnic white. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they Caucasian, but somewhere down but they got natural tits, natural ass, no body alterations, no nothing. But somewhere in their family tree, they got Afrocentric ancestry somewhere in their family tree. And the thing about it, they don't deny it, they embrace it. Unlike some people. Let me go ahead and continue. I'll say that for a whole nother topic. I've been working on TV for about 4 years now, and I've always worn my natural curly hair, even though in college I was told that I would most likely have to straighten it or wear a wig if I wanted to have an on-air career, which is bullshit. I've been fortunate enough to be employed by stations that have embraced my natural look, but I know that many black women will have a different story to tell about their work in the TV business. That's so true. That's so true. You know. But yeah, that's so true. Because see, you know, television, or should I call it tell a lie and vision it, wants to view perception. Just like how they want to view perception when it comes to, as one time former Fox News anchor Bill the Shield racist O'Reilly, the woman beater, used to always talk about the blacks. To shut the fuck up, Bill. Anyway, you know, in a negative light, saying that we thugs, we hoodlums, we gangbangers, we deadbeat dads, we drug dealers, black fathers, black men are not involved in their kids' lives, they have the highest unemployment rate, da-da-da. And we all know we debunked all that shit. Myself and a lot of other YouTubers that use this platform to go ahead and keep it 100, despite the politics that Scroogle and YouTube are trying to play. But again, that's another time for another day. Let me continue. I'll stay on topic here. Oberlord said that since her post, many have reached out to her with their own similar stories. This is nonsense. This is the nonsense black women face for just wearing hair as it grows out of our heads. Twitter user Janine_J wrote the Oberlord. And there's that picture again, brothers. Sexy. Yes, Lord, from head to toe. 26. Oh boy, look here. Anyway, let me continue. In February, Brittany Noble Jones, an anchor for WJTV in Jackson, Mississippi, went viral by going on air in braids with her natural texture for the first time. This is progress, considering that as recent as 2012, meteorologist Rhonda Lee said she was fired from Louisiana station KTBS for defending her hair on Facebook. Wow. See, I want people to understand what it's like simply being who you are when you're black. Oberlord told Yahoo. Some people have the audacity to say things like racism doesn't exist anymore, but that email was a prime example that it does. The fight for acceptance continues off the air too, with teenage girls at the front lines. Unfortunately, this is the one I'm talking about. Last week, a school in Massachusetts was ordered by the state attorney general. Wow, it went that serious? the change. Oh, okay. The change of rule banning braided hair because it targeted black students. Now, this week, right here, when I told you about the afro because it's too extreme and faddish, guess where it happened at? Right here in my own backyard of Florida. Oh, man, look here. People, to my sons, my state just can't catch a break for shit. Anyway, a student in Florida was told she needed to stop wearing an afro because it was too extreme and faddish. Now, I'm not assuming it's not down here in South Florida because, see, like, look, man, we not down here, we not with that stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Kids, I see students wearing afros all the time. You know, but at the same time, this shouldn't happen. I guarantee you it's probably one of them little small places up in Central Florida and all that, because ain't nothing but fucking rednecks up that way anyway. You know, we should not feel uncomfortable or ashamed of our cultural heritage. By Nancy Abudu, who's the legal director of the ACLU of Florida, which is the American Civil Liberties Union, but told Yahoo Buddha, our tone of skin, our texture of hair, these are parts of our identities that should be celebrated. White dominant culture has no need to celebrate in this same way because it's already mainstream. Any departure from this is seen as a threat and a departure from the mainstream ideal of beauty. Okay. When I was telling y'all about the sister who, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is it right here. You know, saying her afro was too extreme and faddish for school, which is bullshit. Which is straight bullshit. Now let me just click on to that and see what part of Florida did this took place in. Oh shit. No fucking way. In Leon County, Tallahassee. But you know what? Let me do this one too, because this is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay. 17-year-old girl in Tallahassee, Florida. She's the latest woman of color to face disciplinary action at her school because the way she chose to wear her hair. Jenesis Johnson has an afro on and off since middle school. Now in the 11th grade, the North Florida Christian school student, typical, a Christian school, Christian, but yet though they're not supposed to judge. Wow. Has styled her hair in this way on a daily basis for the past 7 months. Okay, cool. Yet 2 weeks ago, a teacher at the private school confronted the teen and asked her about how long she been, quote-unquote, rocking that hairstyle and what kind of grooming practices went into maintaining it. What mean grooming went into it? That's natural for us. I guarantee the teacher who asked this happened to be a no-good cracker. Because when you ask stuff like that, how long you been, what kind of grooming practices, that's jealousy, straight jealousy. 2 days after the conversation, Johnson was called in the assistant principal office where she was told her hair was, like I said, extreme and faddish and out of control. Johnson recalled in an interview with Florida's WCTV. She claims the administration also called her hair all over the place before telling her there was a violation of school properties. How? North Florida Christian School Students Handbook explicitly prohibits faddish or extreme hairstyles and say that hair should be neat and clean at all times. The administration will make the decision on any questionable styles. Johnson's mother tells WCTV that she was told that unless her daughter changes her hair, she will not be allowed to return as a student to the school in the fall. She would, however, be permitted to finish out her last week of the current school year. Nancy Abudu, who happened, once again, to the rescue. The legal director of the ACLU of Florida says Johnson's story speaks largely to the way that people of color are realizing that assimilation is not necessarily the way to go, and the dominant white culture's resistance to this. I think I read this part right there from the Sister Zone. Now, Buddha noted that all restrictions on hair, clothing, body piercings, and outlined in school dress codes policies are likely to fall under protections for free speech, freedom of expressions, issues that she says her organization would have a problem with on its face. She adds that the standards set by the 1969 Supreme Court case of Tinker versus Des Moines makes clear that prohibitive behavior in terms of dress or hair will have to be proven to be disruptive or provide a safety risk for the school. Schools are usually not able to meet that high burden, Abudu says. And an afro for a student? I just can't imagine that meeting that criteria. Abudu adds private schools are not subjected to the same requirements regarding constitutionally prohibited actions as public schools, which is one of the reasons why that dimwit bitch Betsy DeVos wants to privatize schools instead of public schools. This is why I say, people, we need to have our own schools. Get away from these motherfucking cracker, dumbed down institutions, and replace this system of white supremacy, this system of injustice, with a system of justice. So the ideal of having an afro in and of itself being disruptive is not only false, but for students of color, it forces them to play into the narrative that see black students penalized more than white students. If a white student with long, and I do mean very, very long, even blonde hair with flipping her hair and playing with it all day in the classroom, it's unlikely that would be called out as disruptive. But a student with an afro being called disruptive is a reflection of institutions that have problems with black identity. Correct. This isn't even about cultural sensitivity, but respect. And this is not respecting one's culture. The First Amendment and the Equal Protection Clause ensures that all people are being treated the same as others equally. Now, Aduku Oyinka Crawford, education counselor at the National Women Law Center, sounds like a feminist place, likewise tells Yahoo Beauty that Johnson's story is one of the more egregious examples she's seen of seemingly discriminating school dress and hair policies. To say the way that hair grows out of a black girl's head naturally is faddish is clearly discriminatory. Okay. Now, Onika Crawford notes that the school maintaining biased policies can have serious detrimental effects on the educational prospects of girls of color. Why do you keep saying that? There have been studies done to show that black girls who identify with Afrocentrism and have a positive sense of identity with their black selves are more likely to go to college and graduate and be successful. Facts. That's facts. Now, when we see policies that attempt to erase Afrocentrism, that counteracts that sense of identity and creates low self-esteem in black girls. It creates an environment where they do not feel welcome in their own schools. Correct. Facts. And when they do not feel welcome, they're not engaged, it's hard to concentrate. These policies that are supposed to create a better learning environment create a hostile environment for black girls and girls of color. That's correct. Absolutely correct. Because, see, whether you even got some of these old white, pale male teachers that try to hit on some of these young princesses, if they straighten their hair up or like that. But see, as soon as you see a sister that's rocking a fro like Angela Davis or Kathleen Cleaver, it's a problem. I bet every other person or every other nationality that sits up in that classroom can embrace their culture. What about when you got these white boys and even these white girls that spoke fucking mohawks? Do they say anything about that? I don't think so. Anyway, Onika Crawford suggests that you should not suspect discrimination by your child's school, that parents reach out to a trusted teacher or principal to elevate concerns and to gather other concerned parents to do the same. She also encouraged parents to reach out to national advocacy groups like the NWLC, National Women's Law Center, to try and shine a light and make changes in the school and school district. Likewise, Abudu says that parents should always start with the principal or other administrator if they have concerns about potential discrimination regarding school policies. Should that prove unsuccessful, she notes that we always encourage families to reach out to us at the ACLU if they're not seeing a positive response while trying other avenues. Abudu says stories like that of Johnson's reinforce how much progress still needs to be made when it comes to a racial sensitivity and coming together as people. No student should have to deal with the racist or biased views of a teacher, and that's exactly what's happening in this situation and around the country. Okay, this is the young sister right here. This is in Tallahassee. Like I said, I do have connects up in Leon County all the time. Because, see, first of all, that's where the asshole governor, Skeletor, otherwise known as Rick Scott, he resides up there. And I'll be glad we got to get his ass up out of there. 17 years old. See, the thing is, whether it happens to be this young sister here, this young princess here, or it happens to be this sister right here, they have a problem with this. They have a problem with that. And see, the ones who trolling and who doing all this, I guarantee you it ain't nobody but these pale males who probably got rejected because they trying to holler and they can't quote unquote get their Mac on. Please. They ain't even got what it takes to even compensate or what to do to even approach a queen. Unless you only getting the ones that's weak-minded and that's got low self-esteem, like Tracy Cush. That's the one that involved in that damn video I don't want to see, of her being strung up, a porn star that being strung up like the extreme shit by some crackers, But this is a serious problem, and the solution to me for this is, like I said, this is why we have to have our own schools and we educate our own children to get away from this systemic bullshit that these white people want to try to go ahead and do, and all type of other malicious shit. When you got over muscle bound steroid motherfuckers that come in there and attacking our students in the classroom and flipping them over and doing all this stuff like this to non-discriminatory because of a hairstyle like this, because she rocking hers natural, like so, they got a problem with that. Because of their own insecurities. See, white people has always been insecure when it comes down to us, because they realize, white women particular, because they know when they're in the presence of a black woman, of a sister, they're in the presence of royalty. They are in the presence of a queen. Okay? That's what that comes down to. Even if someone says, because I done seen plenty of these same motherfuckers, not just white ones, I done seen some black trolls too, coon ass dudes, that went on Cynthia G's post videos and they trolled her, talking about saying she want to be all Afrocentric, so why is you wearing your hair like a white person and all this stuff like that. It's all about knowing thyself. But the thing is, a lot of our sisters happen to be waking up. A lot of our sisters are waking up and letting their hair grow naturally. So guess what that means? That means that Korean hair store that's in your neighborhood, or that Indian hair store in your neighborhood, ain't gonna be making no bread up off of you and stuff. And sisters, that's what y'all need to stop doing. Stop going to these goddamn hair places and buying that dumbass weave and all that. Let your shit rock natural. It's just like what Eddie Murphy said in Coming to America. I like the way how you wear your hair. You wear it natural, just like Martin Luther King. You ain't see Martin Luther King walking around here wearing no motherfucking weave or Wrong as ever. I got into the movie. It was just too funny. The Jerry curl thing. And I even hated that shit back in high school. Dudes walking around here with the Jerry curl. Man, look here. You realize how many times I done slipped and fell on Jerry curl juice after somebody walked through there? I'll tell you. But I digress. To the sister right here, Demetria, and to the young queen here, to the princess here, Johnson, I forgot, Jenesis. Do not change your style for nobody. Be yourself. Rock your shit the way you want to rock it. But more importantly, know thyself. Now, for those who wearing their hair straight and all this stuff like that, I don't really agree with it too much. That's just me. But I love the fact to see my sisters wear their hair natural and getting back and embracing their culture. That's what it comes down to. But really, to tell you the truth, you got to go ahead and get away from these Caucasoid terrorists, female terrorists and stuff. Because trust me, if ever push comes to shove, I know, one or two of these sisters will go ahead if they decide to put hands on them. Trust me, one or two of these sisters will beat the fuck out of them. So with that said, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Shoot, we got your back here. You know what I'm saying? And people got to start looking at that from an economic perspective as well. We just need to have our own schools, our own thing like that. So that way, the young sister like Jenesis Johnson doesn't have to go through that. And we definitely have to back sisters who in her profession, like Demetria does. When these trolls come out there attack, we go find the son of a bitch and we go ahead and light his ass up. So Black Twitter, if you're listening, let's do the next troll that come and attack them, we going full blast. Period. Sisters, we love you, we support you, we got your back all the way.